Hi Gemini, this is Lisa from the Animals Magic Shop with your weekly animal spirit message for January 15th through the 22nd, 2023. And this is a one-card reading, but your animal for this week may have multiple messages for you. Okay, let's get started. Animal spirits and guides, what would you like Gemini to know this week? This is for Gemini, please. Okay, Gemini, you have Crow. So the first message I'm getting for some of you is to make sure that you don't break the law in any way this week. Not to say that you are lawbreakers, but for some of you, this is cautioning you to be especially careful this week to not do anything such as maybe driving over the speed limit or telling a little fib, or maybe cutting out of work a little bit earlier than you're supposed to, things like that. So, like I said, not to say that the majority of you do things like that, Gemini, but, sometimes we can do things, too, that we don't think are wrong, but they may be wrong anyway. We may do things out of ignorance. So just mind your P's and Q's this week, Gemini, and don't do anything that could possibly call negative attention to you in any way that has to do with the law. And, that can also be, it can also be spiritual law too. There are several lists of spiritual laws online that you can look up if you don't already have that type of guidance from your own spiritual path. There are certain things like, well, a very common one is what goes around comes around. So in other words, do unto others as you would like them to do to you. Don't, be your best self and project that toward others, and that type of treatment toward others that you would like them to treat you like too. Okay, so I'm also getting that for some of you, this can mean to be honest with yourself also, Gemini. So say, for example, you're starting to diet. Say you want to lose a few pounds. And you may not feel like sticking to your plan. You may kind of kid yourself or lie to yourself and say, well, if I just eat a few potato chips, it won't be cheating. Or maybe you want to go to the gym or work out or exercise or whatever, and you may not feel motivated one day, and you may kind of kid yourself into not doing that by saying, it's too dark out, or it's raining out, so I don't want to go out and drive, or maybe I'll just do 10 push-ups instead of 15, whatever. So those are just examples. The point is, don't kid yourself either. Be honest with yourself, and also be honest about your motivations for doing things too. That could include being motivated to do things that you don't really want to do because of others. So just in general, this week, Gemini, take these examples, or take this message in particular as it resonates with you, as it may apply to you. It may not apply to everyone, but the overall general message for all Gemini for this week is to just, I don't want to say be perfect, but just be very upright this week, very upright and honest this week, Gemini, okay? Now, another message I'm getting is for some of you, you may have different gifts and abilities that you haven't been acknowledging, and these would be of a magical nature. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a magician who has a crystal ball and a magic wand and does spells or anything like that. It can have to do with a gift that you have for, say, artwork or writing or music. And Crow is encouraging you to embrace whatever magical gifts that you have, whatever exceptional or extraordinary abilities that you have, and use them to benefit yourself and others also. And I'm getting for some of you that you may have a gift for storytelling, and maybe you don't have time to write stories, or maybe you don't feel that it's important to do that. But for some of you, I'm getting that if you do develop your writing skills, then it will be of benefit to you and others in the future. And a lot of times too, you may have strong feelings about different things, whether that has to do with sensitive subjects like religion or politics or world events or different issues to do with whatever. There are certainly plenty of issues to choose from. So Crow is saying that rather than try to put your opinions out to others verbally in day-to-day conversations, you may find you could have more influence through storytelling. And Crow also reminds you to have a little sense of humor when you talk about heavy things. You know, be light about it. Try to lighten up a little bit in your storytelling of these different things. So that message may not be for everybody, but I think that if you do have a story to tell, or you do have a strong feeling, a strong desire to make a change in the world, to help others see things in a different way, then Crow is saying, Gemini, do it through stories. Write them. And there are certainly many venues where you can publish stories or do storytelling, even on YouTube. I know there are a couple of people on YouTube who tell stories, and even children's stories usually have a message. So if you take that approach and make it kind of fun, you can still get your point across. You can still share your knowledge, and you can still share your different outlooks and perceptions of things through storytelling. Okay? All right, Gemini, those are your messages this week. We thank you so much for being here, and we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.